Hey everyone, wanted to hop on here and share some news that in my simulated game a couple days ago I felt something in my elbow, and after looking at the MRI and conversing with some of the best doctors in the world, we've determined that Tommy John surgery is my best option.
So there you have it. In his own words, Justin Verlander, Houston Astros ace, done for this season and likely the entirety of next, as he is set to undergo Tommy John surgery. Verlander was first shut down with a forearm strain, what was then called a forearm strain, on July 26th. But the big righty about to undergo the big surgery. All right, let's welcome in our guy, CBS Sports MLB insider Jim Bowden. JB, this was obviously the worry back in July when they shut Verlander down. Now it is the Houston Astros reality. Justin Verlander set to undergo Tommy John surgery. Your initial reaction to this news?
Yeah, I'm not completely surprised. I know that Justin Verlander could have had the Tommy John surgery at the end of July, but he opted to try to pitch through it, tried to rehab, tried to get to the postseason. And as of last week, manager Dusty Baker said that he was pretty optimistic there was a chance that Verlander could help in the playoffs, and that would have been a real X factor for the Astros. But obviously a setback for them for this year, and probably this injury ends his career as a Houston Astro. He'll miss all of next year rehabbing from Tommy John. But let's talk about what this means, first of all, for Justin Verlander. Number one, make no doubt about it, he's going to go to the Hall of Fame. Even if he doesn't throw another pitch and can't come back from this surgery, he's a Hall of Famer. Number two, he'll get to pick where he pitches next, something he's never been able to do in his career. He's a free agent after next year. And number three, make no doubt about it, he wants to come back. He's going to do everything he can to rehab. He wants to come back stronger than ever. And even though he's going to be 39 years old when he comes back, he has made it very, very clear that he's going to come back again. So who he'll pitch for, we don't know. What he'll look like when he comes back, we don't know. But we do know one thing, he's a future Hall of Famer.
We also know he will be paid $33 million next season in 2021 to undergo that rehab. As you mentioned, free agent in 2022. And this is a guy who has reinvented himself in the past. It seemed like things were on a downturn as he left Detroit, then has a bit of a renaissance in Houston. So it's not out of the question that he does go somewhere else and see some sort of success. But what is Justin Verlander's place in Major League Baseball, assuming he does come back in full health at 39 years old?
I mean, he comes back in full health, there'll be 30 teams lined up. He's a game one starter. I mean, think of this. If Verlander were to be healthy this postseason, even though the Astros are a game under 500, they could have run the table in October. When you have Verlander in game one, Greinke in game two, McCullers in game three, you can get back to the World Series again. And it seems like we cover them every year in the World Series, but that's the difference maker that he is. And if he rehabs and is successful coming back, there's no reason to believe why at age 39 he can't keep pitching the way he has the last couple of years. Look, he knows his delivery as good as any pitcher in the game. He understands how to get spin rate. He understands mechanically how to execute. He knows how to put on the gas pedal and take it off. He knows how to save himself for late in games. So intellectually and physically, there's no one better in the game than Verlander. I mean, he's a Cy Young Award winner. He's an ace. That's what he is. We're all going to hope that when we see him again in 2022, he can come back. But in the meantime, let's look at the ramifications for Houston. They go to the postseason now with Greinke pitching game one. Well, he's going to be matched up against other pitchers game one. Astros would have been an advantage if Verlander could go one and Greinke goes two. Now McCullers, instead of pitching game three, he's got to pitch game two. Now you got to rely on the young kids, Framber Valdez or Jose Urquidy, to pitch a game three in that wild card series. So the ramifications of Houston are tough. Now, what do they do next year in their pitching staff around Greinke? I mean, certainly they were hoping to get Verlander back for 2021. So this injury obviously has a lot of issues that it will be unresolved for at least the next year and a half.
A lot of question marks in Houston. What we do know is they currently sit 7 games back of the A's in the West, slotted in that 6th seed of the current playoff picture. I think one of the questions that a lot of fans are going to ask in this instance here, Jim, with any injury we see this season, is how much did the stop and start non-traditional beginning of the season factor into an injury of this magnitude for Justin Verlander?
Yeah, it's a great question, and the medical people aren't going to be able to give you an answer. I don't think there's any question that everybody got ready in a different way. There's a lot of people, as you mentioned, revved up in March, got ready to go, then got shut down. Some pitchers kept throwing regularly, some pitchers did not. I mean, when you look at Justin Verlander, I think he was going at a pretty good pace. He keeps himself in great shape. I'm not so sure that it's not a matter of the odometer just got to him. The number of innings on his arm in his career finally got to that elbow ligament. I don't think I'm going to blame the 2020 pandemic and the way the season played out. I just think the time had come where his elbow finally needed that Tommy John surgery, unfortunately. But again, from a medical perspective, none of us will ever know.
Jim Bowden looking good and feeling better, bringing us all the latest. We appreciate the insight, Jim.
Thank you.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.